You are now tuned in to the Big Ten Coaches Hot Seat Report for Week 6 of the 2014 season. I'm your host, Andy Coppins, publisher of Talking10.com. Big Ten play is underway, and that means coaches and teams proving themselves or putting themselves in danger. With nearly everyone having a Big Ten game under their belts, let's take a look at the coaches on the hot seat this week. In our last hot seat report, we took Indiana's Kevin Wilson from warming up to off the hot seat altogether. However, since the historic win over Missouri, the Hoosiers have reverted right back to their old ways. Indiana gave Maryland a warm welcome to the Big Ten, and not in a good way for the Hoosiers or Kevin Wilson. Losing that game drops the Hoosiers to 2-2 on the season and means picking up a win from somewhere it isn't supposed to has to be done if this team is going to make a bowl game. This team can compete with almost anyone, but the inconsistency is maddening. Wilson moves back on the hot seat, but has just one cheek on this time around. And we do have one coach, however, moving off the hot seat this week, and that's Pat Fitzgerald at Northwestern. His seat was warming up 2 weeks ago, but since then it appears things have begun to click for the Wildcats on offense, and the defense is pretty good too. They proved it by winning over a previously undefeated Penn State team in Happy Valley. That will buy you some time as a head coach for sure. Now, Fitz and the Wildcats need to find some way to become a potential contender in the Big Ten West. Winning at home against Wisconsin this weekend would be a great way of doing just that. The other guy whose seat was warming up 2 weeks ago was Darrell Hazell at Purdue. For me, he's still squarely warming up, but it's also clear that this team is making some strides. The problem is, fans aren't likely to turn out for a team who can't win Big Ten contests. A win at Illinois this weekend is a must in terms of giving the fans some sort of hope. Without it, Hazell and the Boilermakers aren't likely to find many more opportunities for a win, and going 2 straight years without a Big Ten win would indeed be a fireable offense, something to watch further down the road. Speaking of winning and the Illini, head coach Tim Beckman remains good as fired in my book, and even a win over Purdue on Saturday won't change that. See, the problems continue on the defensive side of the football, and it's a group that seems incapable of standing up to big-time opponents. Until the Illini find a way to win a game against anyone not named Purdue, this coaching staff remains in jeopardy. And then we come to the coup de grace, the mess in Ann Arbor, and the coach who needs a win in a desperate way. Of course, we're talking Brady Hoke of Michigan. Now, not only did the Shane Morris debacle make him and the athletic staff look bad, but let's not forget they also got crushed for a trophy they simply don't lose. Losing the Little Brown Jug to Minnesota? Seriously, Brady? Michigan seemingly can't win football games against Power 5 teams and have tricky matchups against Rutgers and Penn State ahead of a bye week coming up. To say the pressure to fire Hoke is mounting would be an understatement. For me, the question is not if, but when does Hoke get canned? Lose any of the next 2 contests and Hoke may not survive the bye week ahead of Michigan State. That does it for this week's Big Ten Coaches Hot Seat Report. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at talking_10 and like us on Facebook. Until next week, this is Andy Coppins, publisher of Talking10.com, signing off.